We are in open session, Mr. President.
Thank you.
So a reminder, we're in open session, so please be guarded in your answers. So I'd like to discuss with you what you told the court about the alleged training which took place at the farm in Boronjo. So am I correct, sir, and I'm getting this from your interview notes that you had with the prosecution last week, that you received information about this training from person number 13. Is that correct?
Yes.
And person number 13 was not there himself. You told the prosecution he got it from somebody else. That's correct, isn't it, sir? That's what you told the prosecution last week.
Yes.
So are you aware that when person 13 spoke to the prosecution for the record, and I'm sure you would have followed the press regarding an incident where he accused Mr. Ruto of slapping him. Do you remember that story?
No.
And in 2007, he was very much in the PNU, wasn't he, sir?
I don't know.
And I'm quite certain, sir, and I put it to you, that if such a training was taking place right next door to him, training to attack PNU and PNU supporters, the late Mr. Ruben Chesire would have been the first to report it to the police. Do you agree?
I don't know anything about Chesire. And if he did not report, I don't want to guess my answer.
So am I right that in 2007, during the campaign period, Mr. Ruto did not go to burnt forest? Am I right? – 2007, sir, I'm talking about.
At times he stood in burnt forest town to campaign.
And Eldred South was not Mr. Ruto's constituency, correct?
Yes, it was not his.
So who was running for MP on the ODM ticket for Eldred South?
Let's make sure we capture what the witness says at line 12. Something appears as indiscernible. So it may not be something that could be corrected later.
So if you could just repeat your answer to my question that Mr. Ruto did not go to burnt forest in 2007. What was your answer? Could you repeat it for the record, sir, please?
That sometimes in 2007, he stood in burnt forest town to campaign. And burnt forest town is within that area of burnt forest.
And so can you tell the honours who was the ODM candidate who was running for MP in your constituency in 2007?
I remember Honorable Koros.
Well, you're wrong, sir. The ODM candidate for Eldred South was Paris Chepchumba.
I had not finished my answer, I was continuing. You've then given the person he was campaigning with from ODM, Paris Chepchumba.
So you're saying David Koros was campaigning with Paris Chepchumba? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, Chepchumba being an ODM.
And David Koros?
I don't remember his party.
But you see, so you told the court you were supporting ODMK. Didn't you even know who the ODMK representative was in Eldred South?
I don't remember. Because I was only interested by the policy of the party. I was not voting for individuals.
So do you know when... Perhaps we go into private session for this one, please.
Private session.
We are in open session, Mr. President.
Let's proceed.
So I asked you whether you will confirm that from mid or end February, right through to about August 2008 or beyond, the Kenya National Commission for Human Rights and various other commissions was spread throughout the country investigating the PEV, and your response was that you didn't know. And I will take it from there, sir. And just to remind you, we're now in a public session. And so will you agree that during these investigations that were taking place, investigators and officials from these commissions were spread throughout the country?
Repeat your question, please.
Do you agree that during the period of the investigations being done by all the commissions that were on the ground, there were investigators and officials spread throughout the country?
Investigators from?
From the KNCHR, from the WAKI Commission, and various other commissions.
I don't know.
So do you agree that if such a massive ceremony as the one you described with 3,000 youth lasting 4 hours was going on, the GSU stationed in Napkoi would have heard of it and looked into it? Do you agree, sir?
I don't know whether they had information.
And such a ceremony, sir, if it did take place, it would have been reported somewhere, even in the reports of the WAKI Commission, Kenya Human Rights Commission. Wouldn't it, sir?
I don't know whether it was reported anywhere or in those commissions.
And it would have also been reported in the press, don't you think, sir? Such a massive ceremony?
Cultural ceremonies are not taken to press.
And so have you heard this ceremony that you've described? Have you heard about it from anybody else? Do people know about it? Do people speak about it?
cultural things are not subject to public discussions.
So are you aware that phone calls can be monitored in Kenya?
I know.
And there is the technical ability to say where a person is through the phone calls he makes. Are you aware of such a system?
I know.
And so are you aware, sir, that throughout the period, the end of May 2008, when you described the ceremony took place at the Nabkoi forest, Mr. Farouk Kibet was actually in Mombasa. He wasn't there. Are you aware of that?
I'm not aware of his movements after the ceremony.
In fact, sir, Mr. Farouk Kibet did not set foot in that area, Bant Forest or Nabkoi Forest, at any time during that period. Are you aware of that?
You are wrong.
And I put it to you, sir, the entire story about the ceremony at the Nabkoi forest is false, and you've made it up yourself. What do you say to that, sir?
You are wrong.
What time of the clock during the day did that event take place? Of that ceremony?
The ceremony ended at around 3 in the evening. So it started like 11 a.m. or 10 then.
Thank you.
Your Honor, I think for the next probably 20 minutes we should be in a private session, Your Honor.
Private session.